Boom, 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 boom. Come on in here. These carrots are divine. You get a dozen for a dime. It's mad. They said, great job on the doc. Y'all ain't seen the doc. The doc dropped the night. The doc dropped the night. Talk about good job with the doc. You ain't seen the doc? That's the doc right there. That's that hot MU. What's going on? Peace, peace, peace. Good morning, everybody. Had to get on here and kick it with y'all. I just watched a 15-minute piece. Pee Wee says, Happy Valentine's Day. Every day is that love day, baby. Good morning, everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Born Majesty was good. Let's talk about this documentary. Y'all share this live. I'll give y'all a few minutes. Y'all know how the notifications do when it comes to the dribble. We're going to defeat that shit. Got something for the ass today. Shout out to the whole Girard Avenue. Pee Wee Mac. Good morning. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at Gully TV1. I'm tweeting again. Black Twitter is popping. He said good shit on this story. Oh man. Y'all be loving that versatility and shit, man. That story needed some coverage. The Elisa Lamb story. It's old. It happened in 2013. He said, I just watched the doc. That whole story is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I watched it again last night and I looked at the way that elevator was operating. It seemed like somebody was controlling that elevator. It did. The elevator, there's no explanation for the elevator. Everything else, you probably can come up with an explanation, but you can't come up with no explanation for that elevator. Maybe the elevator wasn't operating because she hit it too many times. I don't know, but you know, get your corny ass out of my chat room, man. Don't you know I ain't got time for that shit right now? World premiere today. Today is the world premiere. He said that elevator scene was sketchy as fuck. Yeah, it didn't make no sense to me and shit. It just seemed like somebody was controlling it, the way that it closed and it wouldn't close. Like, I don't know. He said that horror music in the background. That wasn't horror music, man. That's called ambience. Ambiance. He said, yeah, it's crazy, but people need to hear these things. Yeah, I want to always make a point of keeping my platform even keel as far as topics and shit. Whenever we cut on the computer, we shouldn't be looking for a gangster story associated with the black platforms and shit. Come get some information. She pressed the door hold button. That's why it didn't shut. Now, the elevator was fine. When she pressed all the buttons, the last one said hold. That background music was dope, made it interesting. Thank you. Kind of remind me of Unsolved Mysteries. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all, I'm glad y'all enjoyed that. Pieces like that take a little bit more focus. My hand's been tied with this murder unit shit, man. I only got one hand, several MacBooks. I'm on a MacBook, appled up. My way. Boom, boom, boom. Eternal Son of Law, good morning. Make sure y'all follow me on IG, man. My Gully TV. Somebody told me that on Instagram I've been what's called shadow banned. Y'all familiar with that term, shadow banned? Somebody showed me what it was. I believe it to be true. I see a lot of weird shit going on my platform and shit like that. But Instagram, Gully TV World, that's where all of that new hip hop at. I got this new hip hop agenda that I'm gonna bring to y'all in 2021. It's gonna be real, real heavy, man. It's gonna be MCs from all walks of life. It ain't gonna be no, it's gonna be niggas walking up on here, man, like just got done bagging groceries, but he an MC. You gonna hear from him. He said, yeah, shadow ban's a real thing. Oh yeah, I heard I got that for real and shit. Teron Woodland said, I like this new story. Just tuning in, who was Elisa Lamb? Elisa Lamb was a tourist from Vancouver who, some people look at the United States on TV, man. They watch all of these movies and shit, and they just want to come to the U.S. to fulfill their dreams. They think it's just this wonderful place. She had no idea that taking a hotel in certain parts of downtown Los Angeles is going to the worst types of poverty and shit. I walked through them blocks. Y'all seen, I filmed, I was walking down the street and a Mexican and a nigga got to fighting and shit. That was just one fight. Like I had to keep on stepping. As I got further down the block, it was another fight. Two niggas was fighting about a bottle of liquor and shit. So he said, yeah, shut up and react. Said, yeah, shadow ban is real. Can't even find my page on YouTube due to my political beats. I heard that something like that happened to me. There's no reason why my subscribers aren't moving. It actually sent me a report said 75 to 80% of my viewers aren't even subscribed to my channel. If people were subscribing, then it probably would show. But yeah, it's definitely giving me some red tape in regards to, I don't know, maybe my beliefs or something like that. He said, anytime you have edgy content, you will be shadow banned. Okay, well now I have an explanation. Now I know. Larry Skinner, good morning. Make sure y'all type in a name and it don't pop up into the last characters. Yeah, somebody told me that yesterday. Somebody was looking for me. They said, oh, you shadow banned this shit. And I guess that's the reason why they won't give me a verification check on Instagram, and they won't even give me a verification check on YouTube. I've been well over 100,000 subscribers for a while now. They supposed to give us these verification checks. They won't even verify me in that regard and shit. He said, blame Leor. I know that it's somebody with a personal agenda. Don't agree with things that I said and shit. I get on here and I keep it raw and shit, man. I talk about COVID-19, talk about conspiracy theories and shit. B-Tech, man, I couldn't do it without you. He said that alligator might have put the nail in the coffin. They threatened me about that alligator video. They said it was graphic and bullying and some other shit, man. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this is some National Geographic shit. I got this from somebody else on Instagram, and y'all attacked me for it. I couldn't believe it. And then they attacked me for that the video that the guy and the girl walking down the street in Baltimore, and they get to fighting with the other guy walking. They took that shit from my page. They did. North America is a dangerous place. Mexico is the most violent in the world. It's more murders in the Shah than the war in Iraq. Stay away from COVID, Gully. They hit me with a strike. Oh, don't even talk about it. Okay. I had a video, a live I did. It's probably been almost a year. And I had all of the, little remedies that we fuck with. I had the black seed oil up here. I had the elderberry extract up here. I had sea moss. I had a lot of lemons and limes. And I was explaining to y'all, sharing with y'all information that was shared with me. You know what I mean? And they made a big ass deal about it. As a matter of fact, I don't think YouTube allowed people to talk about the coronavirus. He said algorithms, bro. Yeah, that will shadow you for that type of shit. That's corny. That's corny. They got pages rooted in white supremacy, white supremacist ideology. Boyce Watkins doesn't even say the word COVID anymore because he got shadow banned. Oh, this is something that's going on regularly, or is they only doing this to black people? Greg Robinson said, I remember that video. I didn't say anything harmful to nobody. I was just telling y'all that different ways of breaking up mucus in your chest, according to Dr. Sabi and shit. I was telling y'all about the limes, and it was just like they didn't want us to save each other. It's a double-edged sword. One hand, they try to curb the fear-mongering. Another one is restricting free speech. That's how you know they only want their narrative on the topic. I don't know. I didn't agree with it. I think it's some sucker shit. Because of that, because of what they did, I've been forced to touch on some pop culture topics. That's how y'all ended up with this Elisa Lam story and shit. I'm like, man, I'm going to have to go about this another way. You know what I mean? America is weird. They're censoring everything almost these days. Big ups from Florida via Brownsville, Brooklyn. Good morning to you too. He said, they're trying to shut you down when you're speaking the truth. I was just telling y'all what to get from the fucking Whole Foods. That's it. That's it. I'm subscribing. Sometimes I don't get a notification till hours or a day later. Why did you take all of your videos about JoJo Capone down? I only had one video about JoJo Capone. What the fuck is you talking about? And why the fuck would y'all get on here and imply that JoJo Capone would stop me from doing anything? Don't you know I had beef with OBH? Don't you know I had beef with OBH? Don't you know I had beef with Mano? Them niggas is for real. JoJo Capone don't get it shaking like them niggas. Especially OBH. That's a class worth of wreck by itself. On site. JoJo not like that. Leak Moss and them niggas? Them niggas like that. Them niggas like that. JoJo not like that. Seriously. So he said one door closed, another one opens. He said, I'm dead while you get him. So y'all need to know this shit. I done had issues with OBH. That action is for real and shit. JoJo ain't never did nothing to nobody but Jim Jones and shit. And he bluffed Jimmy. JoJo can't whoop no fucking Jim Jones. Hey, shout out to him. He's a YouTuber now. We know you ain't getting no Cash Money Records paper, man. Use a YouTube now, and until your subscribers get the rise, your check is literally nothing. So you're trying to build something out of nothing. Word. Ja Rule got a platform for stuff like this. You talking about for holistic information? He said, remember, you don't own your following on here. So you can create a site, push your following to that so you can own your following. DNH Work One. I totally understand what you just said, and I'm feeling that. That might be what it is. Rodney Frazier, good morning. Frazier, yeah, the hat is coming tomorrow, I believe. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting the Fashion Bomb. Rashad Tarver said, how many times you gonna say this can go hot, bro? Little red joint, man, out the closet. He said, just came across your channel and that shit is ill. Good looks. Good morning to you. Hope you enjoyed this piece I did last night. We're here to talk about Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam has some type of mental issue, and I believe she started seeing shit that wasn't there. and it took her on that roof and into that water. I don't agree with what the fuck was going on with the elevator. There was a word that they used in that documentary, and it was the definition was almost similar to coincidence. It was almost similar to coincidence. It was a word, I can't remember it, but it was a lot of shit in that. We got to watch it over probably. He said that video was creepy as hell. It just you find it hard to believe that somebody walked. He said, damn, I can't remember the word either. You remember the word I'm talking about. Count Christopher. It started with an S. It wasn't idiosyncrasy or nothing like that. It was something that, in terms of relation, you seen the footage of the lady in the elevator slow down and sped up. The footage is different. She acts different. Serendipity. There we go. Thank you. Serendipity. Was y'all familiar with that term before this documentary came out? Synchronicity. That might have been it. I think Eternal Son of Law is right. Synchronicity. Y'all remember the girl that was found in Chicago in a freezer? This reminds me of that. I just seen an article on Instagram in relation to that Kandika Jenkins situation. When she went in that cooler, she heard voices. It was because people was in that cooler smoking blunts, hiding from the rest of the, rest of the administration. She went in that cooler because she heard voices. When she got in there, them niggas that was in that cooler smoking, they raped her. He said, covered it and solved it, and they killed him. They killed Shorty. I don't care what they say. And her story, we get to hear about. Imagine how many women go missing that we don't hear about. You're right. You're right. Kanika's story was wild. Yeah, I just read something in regards to that. I don't know why they just let that go away like that. People need to be supervising their children and their family and shit, man. Especially when there's alcohol and shit like that involved. Everybody's reactions to alcohol ain't the same. Some people, alcohol is the worst thing that could ever happen to them. You know what I mean? Because it make them act other than they self. He said that sounded like the most realistic version of that freezer incident. When I read it, I said, this is what happened. He said they raped her. Yeah, it was a guy. A guy used to go to that hotel to smoke weed with his homeboy on break every day. He said, I used to go up to the hotel to smoke with my man on his break all the time. We would go in these coolers and shit where nobody was at. Kanika Jenkins was roaming and heard voices and shit and went into that fucking cooler with them niggas. And that's what happened. He said, you should stick to investigative journalism, bro. The DC culture salutes you. I wish both you would. Bumper Johnson, you was doing good until you start mentioning niggas' names, man. I ain't interested in none of that. I ain't interested in none of that. We can be forever, as far as I'm concerned. Bizzard. I talked to homeboy. Let's get to work. He said, did they ever catch them dudes? They let them go. They let them go, but somebody. The statement that I read, I don't think nobody fabricated it, just made it up and shit. It looked legitimate to me, but for whatever reason, the case was closed. He said, that case is crazy. Other people was killed behind that story. Make a long story short, man, make sure your people, you keep them, keep an eye on your people. This ain't the same world. This ain't Happy Days and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and shit like that, where everybody's friendly and shit like that. This ain't that. Sex trafficking exists. Sex trafficking exists. People got some racially motivated shit with them these days and shit. You just gotta watch yourself. Dwayne Jones said they block your content. Yeah. He said he's dead. The dude that spiked their drink. Is that right? MU3 this evening, Chris. This evening. Today is the day. I promised y'all today. That's why I got on this live earlier. Get this out the way. It's right there. That's it. He said it's not ant organ honey. Yeah. He said, let me find out. Meet me on 6ix9ine. Damn, man, I got a pop. What? He says St. Louis have a lot of unspoken stories. The way you put that shit together is magic. You got that right. Make sure y'all following me on IG if you want more of the magic. The Real Gully TV. Follow Gully TV World on Instagram. Gully TV World. Does sex trafficking really exist? Y'all got real stories, or is it the media? It is well hidden, in my opinion. They got documentaries out, man, about sex trafficking, and they got people that escaped that shit, or people that just live down from that. I mean, that live to tell about that shit. They showed a house in the middle of like Montana somewhere, and a dude who was there was like, I was in that house right there. There was other kids with me chained to the wall. We was in the basement. You couldn't see light. Da, 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 da. Shit like this exists. Meek and 6ix9ine got in a shouting match last night in the garage. Meek shouldn't be having no arguments with 6ix9ine. That don't look good. It don't. It don't. He said, remember the story of Maddie McCann? It's happened to a lot of people. People have escaped. People have lived to talk about it and shit. He said, shouting match indeed. What's the garage? And what garage? He said, that video ain't a good look for Meek. It's probably going to work in 6ix9ine's favor. Good morning, everybody. Make sure y'all share this video. I appreciate everybody for coming through. If y'all ain't seen the documentary yet, it's called The Vanishing of Elisa Lamb. Crime scene. The vanishing of Elisa Lamb. Just type in Elisa on Netflix. It's the biggest story out right now. If you go on YouTube, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's covering it. The documentary came out on the 10th. And because of that, it's drawn out all types of conspiracy theories. It came out of this case happened in 2013. You know, it'd be a little period before black people get to it and shit. So yeah, my man said that story is so old. I'm talking about that right now. It happened in 2013. Because of the documentary, a lot of people are becoming aware of it right now. But that Cecil Hotel was notorious. I've been hearing about that shit for days. You'll hear the Cecil Hotel if you're reading the right gangster book, like Iceberg Slim or them types of books and shit. They'll talk about, they'll mention the Cecil Hotel and shit. 6ix9ine was talking shit, recited a Pooh Shiesty line, Meek spit on him. That's real. Creative Lyle, today is Murder Unit 3 day. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. That shit has grown, and it might be a part 4. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to end it today. It's grown. The content has grown. The participation from the Murder Unit. But after me doing the first and second installment, you know they was all in, so it's grown. My man said Mo Party was live. I don't do no partying, man, especially like, nah, man, I don't do no partying, man. Straight up, nah. My brother was there. You're right, Gully. There was a hostel hotel in every city. The one I went to in New York, I got a picture of it. I was looking for it because I took a picture in the hallway. I bought my first pair of Maury sneakers. I had on some brown Maury Gator sneakers with the Gators with the eyes on them and shit. I got my first pair and I took a pair in the hallway. I think I had somebody that was just walking through the hallway. I'm like, yo, can you take this picture? But that shit was like Animal House. He said, all right, I thought you was gonna be with wifey. Hell no, I was going up there filming motherfuckers, man. Before I found out and mastered the train system, I'm glad them days is over with. I literally rode the train in every direction possible in New York. I rode the train to several dead ends. Wherever the train stopped. Like in Coney Island, when that shit just completely stopped. I did that. I did that several times in a couple different boroughs, yo. I was like, that subway system taught me lessons. I'm glad I ain't got to deal with that shit no more. Kat Stacks is a survivor of sex trafficking. She was trafficked from South America to the U.S. Yeah, I rode to the dead end several times. Lost. As a matter of fact, until I heard Loaded Luck say the fastest way to Harlem is the A train. That's when I figured it out. I'm like, oh, it's the A train. Oh, man. He said, my city is a dead end on the Metro North, last stop, Poughkeepsie. He said, Metro North, too. He said, T.I. got some serious sex charges. So you mean to tell me that he was charged? Joanne Dorch says, cross colors and Carl Kanai was a no-no in D.C. Y'all just wasn't wearing it. You just missed out. You said it like Carl Kanai cross colors wasn't popping and shit. Y'all didn't wear it. Cool. Everybody didn't wear Hugo Boss. You know what I mean? Some shit be regional. He said they charged him. They charged him. They gave him charges. Oh, my goodness. They gave him charges for what? They charging him because he's T.I. Edward Jones said Elisa killed herself. I believe so. He said they trying to Bill Cosby T.I. Man, Bill done been in jail so long they don't even talk about him no more. I think he coming up for parole soon. He only had like, I think, 4 years. He should be halfway housebound. Oh, I don't think they have halfway houses right now because of the virus. He said they tried to get Tip out of here. T.I. wasn't charged with sex trafficking. He was charged with fraudulent cryptocurrency. I spoke to Summer Walker recently. Lisa Bloom is recruiting all the victims. She is a beast lawyer. Thank you. Good morning to everybody. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. I'm over there tweeting again. Gully, TV1. Do you think Bill will get parole? He's an old man. He got a sex case. He's Bill Cosby. They'll parole him to an ankle monitor or some shit like that. I don't see them giving him no hit. If he get a hit, then the fix is in. They just totally beside themselves because they be paroling killers and shit. They just paroled a killer, the oldest juvenile killer in Pennsylvania. He was in jail 68 years. They just let him out the other day. Say that again. He was in jail 68 years. That make you say, damn, I wonder how old he was when he caught the fucking case. This guy went home after 68 years. When he get free, he gonna be lost like a motherfucker. All of his family probably then passed away and shit. He said, yeah, he's 83 years old. Wow. He was 15 when he caught the case. He said, what is folks' name? I can't recall his name, but Wallow267 posted him on IG. You know what's funny? I probably was in a jail with that old dude somewhere and shit. When they do all that time, they beat and went through all the institutions. He didn't do that 70 years in one spot. He probably got like 30 jails under his belt. He said he probably didn't even want to get out. He said he was innocent. I'm going to leave that one alone. Cosby ain't getting out early. He got a sex case. He probably won't get out early, but he can meet his minimum. As long as he did all of his programs and shit, I'm pretty sure he's done everything he's supposed to do. They're going to let him out. They be letting niggas out with bodies in Pennsylvania and shit. Sean Atwood, no. She looked like she was okay for the first 10 seconds, but then looked out because she thought someone was hiding, hold the elevator. She looked like she was geeked off cocaine. She looked like she might have smoked a pipe or hit some dust. But when you went further into the documentary, the girls that was in the hostel room with her, she was in a dormitory style room. They said she was doing a bunch of weird shit, posting notes on people's bed, telling them to get out and shit like that. She got kicked out of there. She went to like a live studio performance of one of them game shows. I don't know, Price is Right or some shit in Burbank, California. They kicked her out. She was over there bugging. She went through something and was unsupervised. And whatever was going on with her head, in her head, took her to fuck up on top of that roof. And I don't think nobody carried her to fuck up all of that and put her in that joint, especially not without fucking her body up. He said most likely Wheel of Fortune. Niggas on PCP be looking possessed. She looked possessed. Her family said in the past when she don't take her medication, she'll start hiding and shit. She'll get paranoid and start hiding and a bunch of weird shit like that. Vader Music says she jumped in and couldn't get out. I believe that. I'm saying acid she looked like she was on because that's the only drug that will let you tweak out like that. They said the lid was open, but how did they find her when the helicopters a few days? The water supply got corrupted, and the maintenance man had to see what was wrong with the water. He checked a few things and ended up going up to the roof to look at the water tank. He looked in there, and she was in there floating. Kelly Winstead, that's cool. That's cool, fam. Someone probably slipped her a Mickey. She looked at like a Mickey situation too. She does. I don't think all of that happened just from her being slow, though. I think something happened. He said, where can I find the story? It's on Instagram. It's the Elisa Lamb, Elisa Lamb story. He said maintenance probably screamed on site. I seen that maintenance man was old. He wasn't athletically built. He ain't carried that girl up there and dumped her in that shit. He says she never existed. Believe it or not, they've been doing fake PSI ops like this for years. The little white girl, John Benet Ramsey, was fake too. They do this for what? What about the rest of the cases that happened at the Cecil Hotel for the last 30 or 40 years? Last 40 years, what about the rest of those cases? You think all of those are coincidental too? He said, you funny for saying niggas didn't wear it, but youth niggas did. Wasn't all rich niggas wearing Gucci. He said, it's a girl in Jersey missing 3 years, didn't even make national news. This girl made national news because she was foreign. If you go to another country and disappear, somebody probably got an answer to that. She was young. Then they found her on the videotape. I do believe that they gave her a lot of attention. When they converged on the Cecil Hotel to do the search, it was like 16 detectives, and they just scoured the hotel, and they didn't even find her. They didn't even find her. I don't think if somebody was doing a search looking for a body that they would process that the body would be inside of one of them water tanks. They still should check, though. God damn it. When they doing drug raids, they check everything. Nothing goes unturned or flipped over when they looking for drugs and shit. It's a lot of dark energy around that hotel. 40 years worth of dark energy. Camp God, thank you. He said it was 20 officers. They said she got raped. That's false. They did a rape test kit to her. Her body wasn't. There was no trauma on her body. She wasn't penetrated or nothing like that. They told me that video of the alligator. I posted a video of the alligator floating with a body, half of a body in his mouth. They told me that was. They threatened me for it. They said it was bullying and violence and a bunch of other shit. But that video of that dude killing that couple about that snow, that's everywhere. The famous serial killer, the Night Stalker, stayed at the Cecil Hotel. They said he used to come back to the Cecil Hotel with blood on him. America is negative energy. I believe there's a lot of, based on the way that the United States was established, there has to be a level of karma being, I don't know, leveraged upon the whole continent. They did so much rotten shit. Something has to happen. Rodney Frazier, I appreciate you. They said the Night Stalker used to walk around in his blood-soaked underwear after murdering somebody, just like it was nothing. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. When Christopher Dorner went on his killing spree with the LAP, the 20 cops got reduced to 4. Yeah, that put a. She still was in a tank, drowned. She still was dead already. If they had more detectives, I don't know, maybe they would have found her a little bit sooner. The detectives did nothing. It was the foreign guests. It was some foreign guests at the hotel to start complaining about the fucking water pressure. That's what happened. Night Stalker was CIA, just like all the other serial killers. Man, you bugging, fam. Isn't that story on Netflix? Yes, and that's what I'm here to talk to y'all about. Like this video. It's almost 300 people here this morning. And we ain't even cracked $1. He said they took her organs. We don't know about none of that to be true. He said spilt blood can be repaid in blood. These hotels be janky. Kanika Jenkins, same thing. The Cecil Hotel got some bad energy around it. The Kanika Jenkins thing, that was just young people drinking alcohol, unsupervised, stumbled into something, and there you go. He said she was acting weird, like someone was chasing her. I seen people smoke the pipe and get to acting like that, acting like somebody chasing them, jump out windows and shit like that. Motherfuckers get to smoking until they see this They get to smoking until they start seeing all types of goblins and shit. I've seen this case in 2019, but it didn't interest me. Now it's a different story. It got a whole documentary behind it, and they sharing a lot more details than the public had knew prior. There's people who started their YouTubing career from this case in 2013, though. He said she was off a dipper. Have you taken your clothes off? The toxicology report said it wasn't no drugs in her system. You know, they tried to see if it was drugs in her system. They said it wasn't no drugs in her system. He said dust is good for that too. Have people hiding under the porch. He said that's how niggas used to get high in the 70s. They was jumping off roofs and out windows. Damn. It was a young black woman truck driver that got killed 2 years ago. She needs her story out. Maybe you should tag me to it. That's the media's for and shit, especially journalism. Let me say something about that word for a minute. A lot of people throw that word around on the internet. If you're not studying, if you're not using resource guides, books, you know what I mean? What are your references? If you don't approach this shit like that, you're not a journalist and shit. You're not. He said, how long you think she swam before she passed? Shh. Nobody heard her, man. Blair Adams, mental health episode she was having. She wasn't taking her medication. When they went and searched her room or whatever, wherever they corralled her belongings at, her laptop was there, and all her medications filled up. She wasn't taking it. Jay Brown said, I doubt she swam at all. They never said whether or not she could swim. You might get a little bit more of that. I mean, I guess it's kind of like an investigative style. Even the murder unit, that's kind of like an investigative style piece. I guess that's journalism. I don't know. Took off her clothes because of hypothermia. It does get cold in LA at night. If you go out there, you know, even in the summertime for some reason, when that sun start going down, it get cold out there. You need a jacket. Did you like the interview with Booger on Queen's Flip? I damn sure rather you have done it. I heard how you would have done it. I'm a basketball player, though. I know a little bit more about Booger's history. Kenny Kings, Charles Jones. Yeah, I'm more familiar with his situation and shit. That's my neck of the woods. By the time they found the body, they said it was too decomposed to check the drug levels. Okay, maybe she had drugs in her system. Good morning to everybody. We almost over 100 likes. Incredible. I wanted to make sure, if you didn't, make sure you go watch the documentary this morning. And if you didn't, make sure you go watch the last video that I published last night about her. It's 17 minutes long. I talk about the hostel style hotels and the deceptive tactics. A lot of hotels do this, except for the force. You got to check a hotel's rating. That might be the best way to go about the hotel situation. Check their rating on the internet and shit. Because the pictures that they show, you can't. A lot of hotels do that. They gonna just show you their best. They might show you a picture that they took 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It don't even look like that no more. Gary Smith, he said, Maury Travis. Shh. Murder Unit today. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for it. It's coming. It's coming. Shout out to Bimmy. That Hip Hop Uncovered shit was fire. It also had my Haitian Jack video spiked. I still got Haitian Jack content. I still got something too. He said they're gonna show you their best wall. Yeah, that's what they do. And when you get there, it don't look like much. They try to keep the lobby together. That's what they did to me in New York. Try to make it smell pleasant and look. But once you get whole different story. He said, I was thinking, can they do a proper autopsy if the body been in water for so long? Probably not. Maury Travis was a sick dude and he was married doing that shit right now. Oh, I ain't trying to do no freak boy, no pedophile stories or nothing like that. I don't even want to hear about that type of shit. He said the Carter in New York. That's what it was. You heard about the manager who killed a customer for spitting on her? Wow. Nah. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Y'all know mine don't go long. I just want to go get straight to the point. Make sure y'all check out that Elisa Lamb story. Only Wallace. Only Wallace used to be an MC. He's a personal trainer now. How can that be? He said, was Booger better than Sham God? Booger was before Sham God. I don't think neither one of them was known for shooting or nothing like that. They was just busting niggas up and diming them and shit. Crazy handle. How much did Trump pay to get off? Man, the Don is over. The Don escaped like a thief in the night. Why y'all still want the Don? Why y'all want the Don in jail and he's released niggas from jail? Why y'all want him in jail? He's released niggas from jail. His work released some niggas from jail. So why y'all want him booked? Let him go, man. Let him go. He gone. He did his little presidency. He finessed his way in. What the fuck? He said, you gonna talk about the Meek 6ix9ine situation? I don't think it's a good look for me. It works out. It works in 6ix9ine's favor. It works in 6ix9ine's favor. He gets the best out of that. He said, fuck who he released. How much did he pay? His work speaks for himself. I don't know what his intentions were, whether somebody paid, whatever the case. It's a lot of happy people. He gave a lot of people their life back. Trigger Wood said Don played his cards right. Love him or hate him. He said he was killing prostitutes in his house, leaving them in different places, writing letters to the paper, leaving hints about where to find the bodies. He used Google Maps, and that's how he got locked up. That was a black man that did that. He said it didn't look good for Meek at all. He took another L. Meek probably should just rap. He probably should just rap. He should just rap. Just rap. Fuck it. Was this dude Travis black? You talked to Kwame yet? No, I haven't. Is that odd? He been home a little bit now, right? Kwame, what's up? Kwame, you been home a minute now. Hola. He said he committed suicide when he got caught.
It sounds like talking with someone might help. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline offers free and confidential emotional support.
Don't say the word suicide around your iPhone. If you say suicide around your iPhone, they're gonna try to rescue you. Did y'all hear that shit? That was enemy of the state shit. I don't like that shit. I don't need your help, Siri. For real. PA all day. Harrisburg in the building. Shout out to my man Black and Ty Shiz, man, in the barbershop. I'm pretty sure they barbershop probably uptown and shit. Ty Shiz and my man Black, Maurice Dodson, Mr. Pitts, All my guys, tell them dudes I said what up about it. Stone. He said, big brother watching. Shout out to Pittsburgh. I'm saying though, I ain't seen you in a minute. I used to hoop with Pitts. Pitts was one of them high scoring guards, and I think Pitts averaged like close to 30 points one year and shit. The Utah Jazz has an excellent team chemistry. They pass the ball well, and they're young. When they get in the playoffs and they run into the Lakers, LA gonna beat them niggas to death. He said Kwame on the low trying to pay that money back. I don't think he owe anybody if he's been pardoned. He's scot-free. He said Meek from Philly and should have put hands on 6ix9ine. It would have looked bad if he'd have put hands on 6ix9ine because he didn't put hands on Safari. Like, why you gonna jump on 6ix9ine? You really want him to jump on 6ix9ine? You can't be serious. Creative Lyell, it's in my email. He said, I don't know them Nets coming together. Gully don't show Pittsburgh no love, even though in them jails it be Pittsburgh and Erie niggas linking up. There's a Gully TV office in Pittsburgh. It's ran by Ray Zellis. You don't know about that? They got their own little thing going down there. You don't know about that? I know you seen Boaz on here, right? You seen Boaz on here, right? You seen DJ Afterthought on here, right? Right? You seen Hardo on here, right? You seen Huss on here, right? Rest in peace to Huss. He said, I still don't think the Lakers should have let Howard go. They was gonna have to pay him. I would have kept it. I was in Lama Park. I was in that park with Boaz, fam. You don't get this coverage nowhere else. Let's get this well understood, right? This hip hop shit, coverage you can count on all over the board and shit. This ain't no regional situation and shit. Power Kingdom 7 music. I appreciate that. I'm about to get up out of here. He said, I like how you talk about other topics other than ghetto bullshit. That was never my intentions and shit. It wouldn't work. The body of people who want to hear ghetto bullshit is not big enough. You got to hit worldly topics if you want to get some footing and shit. You just be doing the same old bullshit. There's people that get on the internet and look at some of the content we put out and be like, look at these dumbass niggas. Cheap phones, cheap cheap editing software. A lot of niggas that y'all see doing this shit be doing this shit with their cell phone. Like, they not on no MacBook time or nothing like that. And there's people that look at this shit and be like, they ain't using no lighting. They ain't using no tripod. They ain't this, they ain't doing it. Some people just getting on here just doing whatever. He said, after watching your video, it's no need to watch the Netflix joint. I just gave you a roundabout synopsis. But if you want to get the whole story and shit, you want to go over to Netflix and watch the documentary. I'm going to watch it again. He said Kwame has clemency. He wasn't pardoned. Is there a difference between clemency and pardoned? I know there's two different terms, but explain the difference. A ghost was talking to her in the elevator and she got scared and the ghost possessed her, forcing her to do what happened. That's what I think. Shut up, TV. It's gonna be a minute, man. The weather a little fucked up, but I got you. I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta hop on this put the fine tuning on this murder unit shit. Y'all gonna get this shit tonight. It might go on to a 4th installment. I ain't gonna lie, man. So crack. And I had more. So if y'all want it to go on, it can go on. I'm about to get up out of here, though. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I appreciate all the donations. Clemency saves you from death row. Pardon means that shit is wiped clear like it never happened. So he got pardoned, right? So he don't owe nobody nothing. He don't owe nothing. J Love, yes. This evening and shit. I'm about to get back on it right now. And I'm up out of here. I appreciate everybody. Follow me on IG, The Real Gully TV, and follow my other page, Gully TV World on Instagram. Gully TV World on Instagram. You want hip hop? Real hip hop? Gully TV World. I'm out. 1.